What's up, guys? My name's KhaoticK, back at you guys with a little one today. We're coming at you with a new substance review again. And in this one, we got a special. So, well, it's not very special in the grand scheme of research chemicals, but however, a lot of you guys have been having experience with this, and we're going to get right into it so you know what the title is. It's Clobromazolam. So we're going to get into the Clobromazolam / Phenazolam substance review here. And it's been over a year since I've tried a benzo RC, mostly because I didn't get my hands on any new sources for any new types of benzo RCs, and also mostly because I just don't really care for them anymore as I used to, and I'm not, an active user of benzos at all. But so, I tried this shit, and it actually surprised me, okay? It felt like clonazepam, flubromazolam, and almost like bromazolam had a baby, bro. And I'm gonna get into why. And I'm still feeling after effects now. Yeah, so we're gonna get right into that substance review here, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And stay high, stay lifted. So basically what happened, I had acquired some actual gummy types of these, clobromazolam pills. So they're basically gummies, clobromazolam gummies. And bro, they tasted like good as fuck. They were green apple, and I'm like, okay, bro. Yeah, don't make it more, appetizing than it already is when it hits, And I noticed this one had some euphoria to it. Oh, yeah. So I'm going to get into how that happened. But basically, the effects. It took a while to build up. This one, yeah, it took like 2 to 3 hours to fully peak. At that 1 hour mark, I was sort of feeling like I wasn't really feeling it. But no, yeah, do not redose. Please do not redose, because there's the potential that, again, you didn't fully come up on the last dose and you're gonna get doubly fucked up, bro. So yeah, please keep that in mind. But yeah, with no benzo tolerance though, this shit hit, bro. And in the beginning, it was honestly a little too strong when it fully kicked in, and I was like, holy fucking shit, this shit still kicked in more than I thought it would. I thought I had already peaked, but it felt like, yeah, I was just barred out, bro. And this is from only like one gummy, and I believe they were at a regular like 250 microgram dose. I don't know, but basically this stuff is measured in the microgram range, so you really have to watch out what you're doing, where you are when you take this. Imagine taking this right out in the public, bro. You're gonna look like you're barred out. I'm serious. And yeah, it reminded me a lot of clonazepam and kind of bromazolam's euphoria. And yeah, it's almost like they both had a baby together, at least clonazepam and bromazolam. But it's also known as phenazolam, which is interesting. And I guess it was developed in the 1980s. I was reading a little bit about it. Really nothing new and nothing different from the world of benzo RCs. It's just the same dumbing down high, bro. It's enough to make you retarded. I do not like how, honestly, the high is so boring from benzos. I had some euphoria from it, but it really wasn't the same, bro. It's just not the same anymore, especially compared to like GHB, obviously. But I didn't realize that there were better drugs, but also less toxic drugs, meaning like, GHB gets out of your system a lot quicker, especially GBL. And for me, at least, I'm lucky enough to where that's not addicting. It's not addicting enough as benzos are. I don't know why. It's because benzos, yeah, they lock into your anxiety a lot more. They relieve a lot more anxiety. That's really what it is. And some people just prefer to feel chilled, right? And who doesn't? So benzos are always more addicting in the use sense, because, it's hard to use them responsibly, And it's like hard to use really most drugs responsibly, especially if you're an addict. So watch out. Do not do this if you're an addict. But, I would give it a 9 out of 10. Honestly, clobromazolam, I liked it a lot. When I heard of it, I was like, okay, I'm probably going to like this, but it's going to be a while since I do it. But yeah, so it was a nice drug, okay? And I can see the addiction potential real fast, too. But it's not good, bro, because it's going to make you super retarded. Like, the duration is super long. It's definitely above, like, 16 hours, bro. The fact that I'm still feeling it now really speaks volumes. And basically, I sort of feel retarded, bro. I don't like this shit anymore. I really don't anymore. And yeah, it just affects everything, dude. And you don't even feel it. It affects your eyes, the way you look to people, the way you sound. Yeah, it's just brain damaging, bro. Let's be honest. Over time, when your brain gets slowed down like that, your brain's supposed to be operating at efficiency. It's not very efficient. So watch out. But If you're somehow a responsible user, I don't see a problem with you. But again, those are far and few between. But yeah, so it was a great experience. I enjoyed it, to the most extent. I really liked it because I took it on, my day off. And yeah, it felt really nice. But yeah, so I was like, okay, I don't got to worry about anything. This reminds me a lot of like the first time of taking benzos, but definitely not because, yeah, obviously there is still that permatolerance to where your brain's just like, yeah, I've been here before. And it wasn't too strong, but I'm sure this would have been way too strong to someone that never took benzos. Absolutely do not do this if you've never took a benzo before. I mean, it's not for the faint of heart, bro. Like anything that's dosed in the microgram range, like any drug, this doesn't even mean if it's a benzo. Any drug is super dangerous, and you need to really make sure that you're measuring that shit with a volumetric dose, because if you're not volumetrically dosing that, there's literally no way in hell that you're even going to measure it correctly, and you don't even know how pure it is. So sometimes there's a purity level to that stuff. Purity does go into it a little more. It does play into it a little more sometimes, but depends. But you really have to make sure you're watching that shit. The common dose is way too finite, dude. It's so small. Like, please, 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 don't even do this shit. All right, this is just for harm reduction and entertainment purposes only. But yeah, I really don't have to speak on that anymore. You know who you are if, you have a problem. So don't go doing this. I'm sure you already have something else. If you really have a problem with drugs, you already got your own drug of choice, right? Obviously. So again, don't put on more substances. Please do not take what I do as something for you to do. But anyways, back to the story. I felt pretty good. I listened to some music. Definitely was nothing like, other euphoric substances. And yeah, brought some appetite, ate some food. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like those kind of things to me are boring when it comes to a drug high. I prefer psychedelics. I prefer things that are hypnotic as fuck. This one wasn't that hypnotic, like in the beginning, but I could tell. If I took 2 of those gummies, bro, I would have been fucked up. But yeah, no, it really is hypnotic as fuck. But luckily, probably because of the GBL, I didn't feel too disoriented from it. I really didn't. I was more kind of annoyed how it made me really feel tired as fuck. And that's where, it's going to promote what you already feel. So if you already feel really tired, there you go. You're more than likely going to fall asleep. I feel like this would be best with an energetic high of some sorts, so you can kind of counteract the heavy sedation and hypnoticness. As long as you're not combining it with any other downer, you'd be fine. But this with the stimulant, this would go really well with like amphetamine. But yeah, please be careful. Do not go down that route, because you might just do methamphetamine. I'm just saying, because let's be honest, if you're abusing Adderall, there you go. But yeah, just don't be doing both. Don't be doing Adderall and this, all right? Yeah, that's a poly addiction waiting to happen. You probably already smoke weed too. But anyways, Clobromazolam, very fun downer benzo. The last benzo I did was Phenazolam. That was the last benzo RC. This one, yeah, this one's a lot better. Definitely a lot more euphoric. Definitely a lot more anxiety relieving too. Yeah, I was pretty surprised. I was like, damn, I feel so fucking calm, bro. Like, okay, I was like, damn, this is the hallmark of a benzo. I remember because I didn't really remember that benzo high after so long. Even after a year, bro, I quickly forget that shit because it's just so boring. It's just so null and dull. Yeah, it was very much the same. So yeah, you got to keep in mind of that. Do you really want a drug that just makes it boring? I mean, maybe it's fun here and there if you push the dose, obviously, but that's because you're trying to get high. But using it as like a normal dose, even for therapeutic value, and it's like not really meant to be abused. It's meant to be just used, for therapeutic value, but it's so good at it that it's addicting. So that's really the problem we're in still nowadays. It is what it is, but here's to better times. But yeah, the addiction potential for sure is there with this, okay? I could definitely 100% tell, yeah, don't be doing this shit too much. And you should be good, every weekend. But don't even do that, bro. Nah, you don't want to use it at all. Every weekend turns into one day, every day. And yeah, you're going to have to be watching for that use potential there for yourself. It depends on the user. It depends on a lot of factors, obviously. So history, obviously, you know who you are. Keep in mind that it's a dangerous game, bro. This one, yeah, I can't vouch for this being safe. Definitely never can be. Do not fuck with the benzos that are less than a milligram in the dosage range. Thank you. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys are staying high, stay lifted, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.